Honor Flight San Diego is once again taking 90 veterans from every branch of service to Washington, D.C. This morning, we're learning more about the flight, but also talking with a veteran who will be aboard the flight as a special guest. Joining us this morning is Vice Chair of Honor Flight San Diego, Holly Schaffner, no stranger to KUSI viewers, and U.S. Army Vietnam War veteran Rene Ramirez. It is an honor to have you both here. Holly, why don't we start with you just really quickly before we introduce Rene. Just go over the broad strokes. What is the Honor Flight all about?
Yep, we're going to be leaving in T-minus 11 days and heading to Washington, D.C. It's a 3-day trip to honor our veterans, and they get to visit all the memorials that were built for their service and sacrifice and truly thank them for all they did for our country. Rene,
you are one of the 90 honorees. Your hat says it all. You were part of the legendary 101st Airborne. You are a screaming eagle. Sir, yes. Tell us about your days as an active member of the Screaming Eagles.
Well, in Vietnam, we went there. We had 500 helicopters. In Vietnam, we were not an airborne division, we were an air mobile division. And that's on my hat, I have what's called an air assault badge, as opposed to parachuting in.
Because you were part of the cavalry. The helicopters were the cavalry, basically, right?
Right, yeah. And we were on the DMZ in Vietnam a lot and lost a lot of people. I had to get a lot of bodies in body bags. That's a horrible thing to do.
Over 50,000 of our brave men and women. In your hand is something very special. Could you tell us what you're holding?
This is the tail end of an RPG. RPG is a rocket-propelled grenade. And when I was hit with the RPG, we were trapped all day. And they filled me up with morphine, so I was feeling a little bit better than I should have. And they put me on a litter, and they were carrying me off the field. And one of the Vietnamese soldiers brought this over. He stuffed it on my litter. He says, "Souvenir." They were big on souvenirs. Yeah. This thing used to smell like powder, but it doesn't smell anymore. Yeah, but so I brought it home.
It's a reminder of how close you came to not making it home, though. And I'm curious, how do you deal? I often hear about survivor's remorse because I'm sure you lost more than one good friend.
I know.
And yet you got to live a whole life afterwards. How old are you now, sir?
82.
82, but a very healthy 82. Well, how often do you think about those days in the jungle?
Often. Often.
You can't get away from it, right?
Yeah. And I've gone through Veterans Administration, PTSD, and I spent a couple of years on that. And I still wake up every night, in the middle of the night, and my wife wonders, where do I go? And I just stay up for a couple of hours and I go back to bed.
It's life altering. What will this trip mean to you as you go back? Have you ever seen the Vietnam War Memorial before?
Yes, I've been there.
So you're going to go back. Tell us what goes through your, that's got to be a very emotional experience.
I have a list with 11 names. And I go through each one. And
you see each?
And yeah. And I went to City College of New York, which is called the poor man's Harvard. And I joined the military fraternity. And the head of our fraternity the year prior to that was Colin Powell. And so we were sort of followers of Colin Powell. We followed his career.
Sure. Sure.
And we put a lot of soldiers out. This is City College of New York.
Yeah, I bet.
CCNY.
So Holly, Rene's going to be part of the 90-person contingent that I get to ride along with, which I can't tell you how honored I am. But this organization is duplicated throughout the country. And so how many veterans do you think we're going to be encountering as we go through D.C., as we go from one memorial to another?
Yeah, well, obviously there's going to be thousands of people there, especially this weekend, because on April 30th will be the 50th anniversary of the fall of Saigon. So we know that the Vietnam Wall is going to be busy that day. But there'll be thousands of veterans there, and we're just so honored to take 90 of our local heroes on their honor flight. And we're proud that after this flight, we will have flown 2,000 veterans.
Oh, that's incredible.
Just like Mr. Ramirez. And Paul, I'm going to tell you, these are the stories you're going to hear from these men, are the stories you can't find in history books.
Sir, could you share with, I think you're in a position to advise young bucks like me, and I say, what's your advice to youngsters out there?
Well, whether you're a young buck,
All right, you didn't have to go there. You didn't have to go there, Rene, but I'll let it slide. What's your advice to people following in your footsteps? Let's try it that way.
Well, one of the problems we have in this country is that our youth is too soft. We need to toughen up our people. People don't want to join the military. They want to do something else and so on. But we need to build a core of people that can take care of this country. Because this country, we are at peril. It can happen. It can happen. If we don't think about it, we don't think it's going to happen, but it can happen.
There's a saying that hard times create tough people create good times create soft people create hard times, and it's a cyclical deal that keeps going around.
Yeah,
I think we're on the down end of it, but it's folks like you that are going to pull us out of it. And I'm hoping I get a moment to chat with you, sir, because I have been looking forward to this experience for a long, long time, and Holly is making it possible for me to tag along, and I look forward to buying you a beer, and we can chat all night long if you want.
Thank you.
All right?
All right.
All right. Anything else that we need to know?
Well, I would say that the positive side to this story right here, he says that it changed his life, but what he didn't say was the people that got him out of that firefight and rescued him was the Navy HAL 3 Seawolves, and we took a whole flight of Navy HAL 3 Seawolves as our very first flight when we opened it up to the Vietnam veterans. So somewhere out there listening right now, there may be a Seawolf that rescued Mr. Ramirez that day.
Sir, it is an honor to sit this close to you. I look forward to maybe even being a seatmate on the airplane, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Holly, thank you so much. Keep them coming. We got a couple weeks.
Okay,
let's
you got it.